right before I started this. It was Poppy T talking about the ballroom. You're not there to dance. You're not there to schmooze. You're there to do some work. You're there to create some policies. You're there for humanity. You're there to make America great. I mean, call me dumb, but last I checked, that's what you're there to do. I know there's far more entailed, by all means, but a ballroom, I don't sit on it. I don't stand on it. And how dare you demolish history like that, straight up? You know, the founding fathers that fought for this country. It's crazy to me. It really is. It's coming up on Thanksgiving next month. And there are millions that will not get their food stamps. Now, I know a lot of people don't stand on food stamps, you know, and the government funding and things like that, right? And I get both sides of it. Because there are millions in the world that take advantage of the system and rely on the system. And there are those they've completely taken advantage of the system. Agreed. But you have to hold the system accountable. Okay? They have allowed American people to rely on the system and use the system because they don't do their due diligence. They don't do their job properly. They don't dot their I's and cross their T's. When you're going through the process of the application and stuff like that, they're not checking the work. They're not checking the income statements. They're not checking all this. They're not doing any of that. They're absolutely not. They're not following a protocol that is sufficient for the actual reasoning for government funding, as well as helping people when they are in need, but holding people accountable so they grow and elevate and they don't come reliant on the system. So you have to look at both sides of the fence on that. And that's the way that I do. You know, like, yes, there are those that have taken advantage of the system, but the system has allowed them to take advantage of it. And that's truth. That is factual. That is very factual. Not to mention, we have a system where we have politicians that steal money and give it to their said XYZ's nonprofit. So you have that portion of it too. So it's like an eye for an eye on that one. So, okay, you get mad at the American people for taking advantage of the system and relying on said system to feed their family, right? On the same scope of it, you then steal from that and then go ahead and buy, you know, travel in private jets and do whatever it is that, you know, floats your tushy, as well as the fact that you built the system, you have the ability to change the system, but you're choosing not to. Instead, you're just going to allow people to starve around Thanksgiving. And then we're going to build a freaking ballroom. And again, I'm not saying, I understand there's a protocol, you got the Congress, you have all these things. It's not all just Poppy T. I realize that. Okay? I understand that. However, it's just, it's crazy. It's crazy right now. That said, it came to me, I was just sitting outside. You know, I see things on my news feed. Like, you'll never hear me wow, that was crazy. Tell people or in my videos or anything like that you're not doing enough. Like, I get so tired of people pouring out that negativity and telling people how they need to act, how they need to respond, what they need to do, you know, this and that. Like, no. Because then at that point, you're just playing God. In the way I see it. You support and you uplift and you give nuggets of knowledge and wisdom to help somebody grow and change their whatever position that they're in, but you do not tell them that they are not doing enough. There's a different way to deliver an expression. You know, I know you're going through a hard time right now, but I feel as though there's more things that you maybe can be, you know, going in and learning about yourself, so then you can go out and grow more, pour out more into the world. Because the more you pour out, the better. The more you pour out into the world where there's good, there's wholesomeness, there's humility, there's grace and mercy, that's you're going to receive that back. Whether the world gives that to you or not, God's going to give that to you. That I can assure you of. That I can assure you of. So we just need to be mindful of the content that we're putting out here. We really do. And you need to be mindful of the content you're receiving. If you're receiving content that makes you feel negative, don't watch it. If you're receiving or, content comes across your page and it makes you feel negatively about yourself, don't watch it. Don't watch it. And I don't say that accountability and knowledge is power, but you'll get there in your own due time. You have to go within before you go without. You just do. And you can't lead or lean on all these content creators and spiritualists and tarot card. Like, you have to go in and do the work within yourself and work with God on that. And so I hope this video resonated. It's kind of a free-flowing video. But yeah, I just appreciate people for their walk and where they're at. I just do. I know how hard it is. It's a hard world, man. It's not easy. I give grace and mercy in that because I know everything that I've walked through. And I don't know why we're so hard on each other. I don't know why we're so unkind to one another. I just don't understand why we're not so encouraging and uplifting. I just don't understand, guys. Where's the love? Where is the love in that? I think I feel like I should finish on this little nugget. I'm just not feeling the love. I'm just saying, where's the love? It's my favorite part of the song. I would say so.
Overseas, yeah, we trying to stop terrorism, but we still got terrorists here living in the USA, the big CIA, the Bloods and the Crips and the KKK. But if you only have love for your own race, then you only leave space to discriminate, and to discriminate only generates hate.
If you only have love for your own ways, then you leave space to discriminate and divide. Beautiful. Beautiful statement. Beautiful lyric. Beautiful. It can't get more factual than that, literally. If you only have love for your own ways, you're literally creating division, just in that statement. We have to learn to love your ways and love other ways, other people's ways. Whether you agree with them or not, whether you consider them flighty or spiritual or tree huggers or religious people or this and that. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? At the end of the day, it does not matter. God still loves us all. All of us. And so I hope this video resonated. See, I get so passionate.